The rest of the news, Thursday. Evolution has brought us to this moment, from this night in 1948, of the first evening television newscast. NBC aired the Camel Newsreel Theater, consisting of a bunch of Fox Movie-Tone newsreels which would normally have been seen in theaters before the feature attraction. Good morning. This is Dan Earhart. There's been an unexplained sudden cancellation of new productions of The Stephen Colbert Show last night and tonight. It's never happened before. Apple users, there's yet another new upgrade of your cat operating system, Mountain Lion, coming this summer. Now back to the Super Bowl for a minute. The actress in the Chinagirl ad apologizes and says she made a big mistake. When in broken English, she thanked Michigan Senator Debbie Spend It Now, saying, "Your economy get very weak, ours get very good." On her Facebook page, Lisa Chan says she hopes over time to be forgiven. And if you don't like the new timeline on Facebook, well, you're not alone, and you may be tempted to try Timeline Remove. But it only removes timeline for you and anyone else who happens to use that same add-on. Emily's List has endorsed Kathleen Falk for governor in the runoff election, expected to take place in Wisconsin later this spring or this summer. They proclaim the people are fed up with Republican Governor Scott Walker's anti-worker, anti-family policies. A state agency is still reviewing the over 1 million signatures on the recall petitions. Walker greeted the president yesterday when Air Force One touched down in Milwaukee, but did not join him for a tour of the unionized Master Lock Company, which is insourcing 100 jobs back from China. Your economy get very weak. Ours get very good. The first robot in space shook hands with an astronaut yesterday on the space station. Robonaut 2 had a nice firm handshake, then said, "Hello, world," in American Sign Language. A Dutch astronaut on board just hopes that robos never heard of HAL 9000. Would you shake hands with a robot? How about tightrope walk across Niagara Falls? The 7th generation of the Flying Belindas is, this summer, walking from the U.S. to Canada on a 2-inch wire stretched 1,800 feet. It dips about 10 feet in the middle, so you're walking down the first half and then up the second. Nick Walinda says his dream is to walk down through that mist and then walk back out. But he's not going to stop in the middle like Charles Blondin did. He was the first Funambulist to walk the falls in 1859 and did it a number of times, each a bit stranger. Once he did it carrying his poor manager on his back while the manager wore tails and a top hat. Another trip, he sat down in the middle, lit a fire, cooked an omelet, and lowered it down a rope to some folks in a boat below. Those people really knew how to live. Dory Previn died Tuesday at 86 at home in Southfield, Mass. She was married to her songwriting partner, Andre. Their marriage broke up while they were writing songs for the Valley of the Dolls in 1967. Afterwards, she released several albums, including Mythical Kings and Iguanas. Dory Previn. Sony is apologizing for raising prices last Sunday on Whitney Houston music, said to be dancing on her grave. Sony Music now calls it a mistake. 7 of the top 10 albums on Amazon this week are Whitney's, who will be laid to rest Saturday. Her funeral begins at noon Eastern and will be on the web and probably on some TV. Aretha will sing at the ceremony in the church where Whitney grew up, New Hope Baptist in Newark. The family decided against a larger event in an arena, said they didn't want a parade. There are comparisons with the death in 1969 of Judy Garland. Both were top singers and entertainers. Both died from heart and lung failure brought on by a combination of alcohol and sedatives. Both died in a bathroom, alone, at 48. Until tomorrow, Dan at the rest of